Hey everybody, welcome back. This is episode number 23 of the 36 Fordor project. I appreciate you stopping in. This is one of the car weekend videos where I had a ton of time to work and shoot. This video was shot, I'm going to apologize, between 10 and midnight. You can hear I'm tired. I call some things the wrong things. I apologize for that. But I believe in the let the work teach you philosophy. In this video, I definitely learned a lot. Leave a like or a comment. I'd really appreciate it. Check it out. As I stand and plan, we're going to take the wheel and the spindles and all that crap off. But I'm surprised there's little or no clearance between the steering arm and the backing plate. That seems wrong to me. Maybe, well, I don't know. When they pulled it and bent this, you would have thought that pulled the steering arms together rather than pushed them out farther. So I don't know, because it's the same way over there. There's no room there. So, but we're going to take the spindles off first, and then from there we'll flip everything over and try and knock the perch bolts out. And then at some point I gotta figure out how to address the spring without it blowing apart and killing me. Big channel locks. Dust cap, fine thread, huge. Smell that grease, that's nasty. Back to Dykes and needle nose for the pins. Channel locks, because it's probably the only thing I've got that's big enough. That should really. Nasty. Big old washer with a key on it, because there's a keyway in the spindle, if you haven't seen that before. Let's see if the drum comes off. Bearings. Okay. There's something that I don't know about as far as maybe getting the brake shoes to release. I don't know if that's backing this off a couple things. Shoes, chunks out of them here, here, and here. They still look pretty meaty though. So, ton of grease. Yeah, ton of grease. Ton of grease. Shoes aren't down to the rivets, that's good. I feel like the shoes are fairly meaty.
How am I that fortunate? That just means everything else is going to be a complete bear. I'm not that dumb. I know this song. Oh, it's not a square head. I thought it was a square head. Now, the little dust shield just popped off. Cool. In theory, with a little tap, tap, taparoo of the hammer, well, this connection here, don't I? Yep. And it is a bolt through a lock washer into this thing, which is a brake actuator of some sort. I have no idea what shape this thing's supposed to be in, nor do I know how it works. But if I take my little hammer and give a little tap taparoo, the brake thing should pop off the brake plate, and then you'll just see the spindle. Ta-da! So, what am I hooked on? Is there a brake rod? There's a brake rod. Oh, learning every day. There's a brake rod that there's a brake rod. Hey guys, there's a brake rod or something in here. Okay. Well, we're firmly into I didn't know that land. So apparently I need to pull the springs, which then pull the shoes. Like Mr. Brake Rod is moving between here and there. So it was oriented like this. This was in there. You push forward. Pull on the brake things, and it pulls this way, and it pushes this down, which then pushes the rod down, which then spreads the shoes. Make a tool for this. Let's see if we can get everything to get closer together by pulling this in tighter. Not really. Can't see it. I need to rotate it so you can. So there we go. There's the brake shoe, or brake drums. These springs hold everything together. There's a rod in the kingpin. It goes down through the kingpin, apparently. Did not know that. And actuates the brake drum stuff down here. I'm gonna have to get a little crazy. I'm gonna have to at least stick one of these bolts back through here so that I'm not constantly falling down on my spindle. Put the nut on the back of it just for a little bit of safety. So when you're taking your brake pads or when you're taking your backing pads off, take the springs and the shoes off before you unbolt these bolts so that you can have something to pull against the spindle rather than doing it backwards the way I did it. Is it a screwdriver? Is that how you do it? I can't rotate it to get a look. This is full of all kinds of gunk. This light's in my damn eyes. There appears to be a cotter pin here, or a piece of wire, as the case may be. Not really a cotter pin. So this piece of wire seems to be holding the shoe on at the bottom. Oh, guys, making it up as I go if you can't tell. Okay, so there's one spring. Okay. I just noticed that will go in if I give it a little bit of a push with a punch, maybe. Ooh, that's sharp as fuck right there. Okay, the other pin is back here. That's why I can't find it. It's gonna hurt. Okay, 2 springs. So now the shoes will theoretically come off. Okay, so there's the pin that I've tried to punch out. So this is the back shoe. This is the back shoe, okay? The back shoe on the passenger driver's side. This is the front shoe on the driver's side. The pin is on the back. Driver's side, lead. Driver's side, trail. So there's a brake pin, and you can tell it's a little bent, it's a little warped. But because I took that off, now I can get my backing plates off. I don't know what this nasty white is. These will obviously need to be cleaned. Hey, here's a spindle, everybody. Check it out. All kinds of crud. I guess I have to go do the other side, but you know what? Haven't done the first side. The second side should be easier because we have the knowledge. I'm taking the stop pin slash kingpin holder, whatever I don't know the technical term for it. I know this is a stop nut that stops you from turning too far, but this also pulls in this way through a hole in the axle, and that holds the kingpin. So if theoretically they pop this guy out, oh, hey, you know what? Leave it on there. Several threads. Like that. That will keep you from effing up your threads like I've done on everything else today. It has popped out the back side here, and you will see that it's got a keyway in it, or two, and that specifically holds the kingpin in a certain orientation. Now with that out, I should be able to put a socket or something up here, and give a couple taps, trying not to break the grease spot for the smaller than that. Out the brake drums, if we turn this thing, it doesn't want to turn on. Great. Okay. There we go. Just enough. I turned it just enough to tighten up the drums. So we figured out, take the drums off first before we pull the dust shield and everything else. Even before that, we're gonna get rid of some of the nasty, oh, the nasty, it's so nasty. It has gone quicker. Well, wasn't that a little easier? Even 2 less cotter pins to cope with. Tap, tap, tap-a-roo, the brake plate should pop off. And this one is a bent as well, and the head is way more mushroomed. I don't know if this is grease on here or what. But this is not that crazy. Okay. Now the brake pad drum thing comes off. You can see how crusty that was. See how gooey, crusty that is. Yuck. Let's undo this. And there will be my brake apparatus thing with chunks of stuff all over it. So if you haven't noticed, flipped it upside down, springs pointed down, axles pointed up. I'm going to try and punch the kingpins out using this piece of rod. It's brass,
so it won't hurt things too bad, I hope. Anyway, let's zoom in a little bit. Ready for some noise? Here you go. Very tired and rusty kingpin. So that's where the brake thing goes in. And it comes out there. You can see where this was actually dry in some spots, which is not really good. We'll clean it up and I think it'll still work. We'll see. You got a bearing, which is pretty rough. And I didn't know they were hollow. Might have to buy a new set, we'll see. So there's one kingpin off. And with that, we want to make sure we catch any shims or any extra stuff that comes off. But, hey, I'm gonna take it over there and do the same thing, okay? So I gotta apologize, the last part of the video there didn't quite make it. Again, it was late at night and it'd been a long day. So just know that the spindles are off and there you go. I know I learned a lot about mechanical brakes. I have to imagine that the mechanical brakes on the back are a little different because you've got the axle rotating. You can't really stick a pin through that the way you can stick a pin through a spindle. So we'll learn that when we get there. I appreciate you guys checking in. Again, leave a like or a comment. I'd really appreciate it. And check in on the next video.